This video will cover three main areas. Firstly, we will look at the overview of planetary conditions between mid-March until mid-April. In the middle section, we will look at your strengths during the initial phase of the Saturn return. In the last part, we will look at the Saturn transit itself in detail. I'm using the Panguni month as a reference point as it follows the transit of Sun. Sun enters Meena on the 14th of March 2025. For MESHA or Aries, Sun is a benefic because he is your fifth lord. Sun entering your 12th will help you identify the areas of concern related to the 12th house. The 12th house, among others, is related to losses, long journeys, spirituality. So if you're about to embark on a pilgrimage, you're already starting Panguni on the right footing. The day after Sun's entry into Meena, Mercury is turning retrograde. Mercury is the lord of your 3rd and 6th houses. Mercury can cause sudden changes in matters related to your relationship with siblings, own efforts, communication, health, litigation, and arguments. Will the changes be good? You may ask me. I would say both good and bad. It's like you have this car which you have been struggling to sell. One day you are involved in a major accident and forced to let go of your car. But the insurance gives you a payout which eventually makes you very happy. Sudden, scary, but in your favor. I mean, who wants to be involved in an accident even though you will be paid for it, right? Venus is exalted but retrograde in your 12th house. This can potentially help reverse some of the losses you need to face. But if you are depending on a foreign source of income, you will sense the slowdown. Long journeys may not bring in the level of luck and comforts you have been expecting. So unless you are on a pilgrimage, keep your expectations low. Venus retrograde also causes confusing trends in your relationship with your partner. Venus is currently exalted in Meena, but Meena is your 12th house. On the 4th of April, your own Rashi Lord is getting debilitated in Cancer. This will be just days after Saturn's entry into your 12th house or the beginning of your 7.5-year Saturn return. Yes, you will be a bit low in spirits. Furthermore, you will be at a loss, trying to figure out the differences with your partner. Here, you need to focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. For example, Mercury retrograde plus the Sun's transit in your 12th house gives you the superior ability to detect and analyze the stranger things going on in your life. Go sit somewhere quiet or take a long drive and go somewhere far. Isolate yourself and put on your thinking cap. Or if you can't do all that, just sit quietly at a corner in a temple. If you believe in a higher existence, the people around you will bring some messages for you. Listen to those messages. It will all come rushing in for you. What's going wrong? What needs to be fixed? Then open up a spreadsheet. Write down what are the bad expenditures you are facing, or how much time you have been wasting on screen time, online chatting, etc. Come up with a game plan, short-term goals and long-term goals. Because when Saturn enters your 12th house, he will not even let you think for a second. It's best to identify areas of improvement now itself. Next time you go pray to Saturn or Shanishvara at the temple, you tell him, "Boss, let me come clean. These are the weaknesses I have. These are the areas I need to improve. Can you please help me?" Man, he will love you. He loves the man with a plan. But sometimes it can be a little hard to read Saturn's plan because when he comes, he has a blueprint. You won't be able to read his blueprint. At least you can appeal to him to make sure his blueprint is not too far off from yours. Where is Mars at the start of Panguni? Mars, your Rashi Lord, is in your 3rd house, Mithuna. That is your strength at the moment. I'm telling you, Mars will give you unlimited energy when you start something on your own, your self-efforts. Yes, Mars is also the lord of your 8th and he can cause some trouble with your siblings, but hush, 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 hush. The Saturn return is looming. It's not time to get distracted by who said what about you or who doesn't want to talk to you. Forget all that. Mars is giving you free energy. Use it to fire up your self-efforts. Students, start up an assignment. You will see things pick up speed if you do things on your own, of course. All right, let's look at Kethu. He's nearing the end of his journey in your 6th house. That's another strength you have actually. When Saturn enters your 12th, he will look at your 6th house as well. Both Saturn and Kethu are like the disciplinary teacher and the headmaster. But Kethu's current journey in your 6th house is preventing you from major illnesses and wasteful arguments, enemies, litigation. Furthermore, Kethu is receiving the benefic 5th aspect from Guru in Rishaba. Both Guru and Kethu will protect and cushion Saturn's gaze on your 6th. Guru, the lord of your 9th and the 12th, is currently nearing the end of a favorable transit in your 2nd house Rishaba. When Saturn enters Meena, he will cast his 3rd aspect on Rishaba. 2nd house is for what? Income, labha, family, speech. Now, since Guru will remain in your 2nd house until the mid of May, he is going to prevent or delay the financial shock brought about by Saturn. Since Guru is also the lord of the 12th, yes, you may have been facing some sort of losses due to Guru, but Guru normally causes Subha Virayam. That means expenditure for a good cause. Saturn, from the 12th, he will cause all sorts of silly expenditure. So before Saturn can exercise his firm grip on your 2nd house by the end of May, you better wake up and fix your finances. I'm sure you're laughing at my suggestion to go somewhere far, quiet, do some financial accounting, spreadsheet. You'll be like, what nonsense this guy is talking about. You know that feeling? You have only $100 in your wallet. Salary isn't due for the next 5 days. And you have like 10 expenditures ready and waiting. Yes, don't laugh. It's about to get that serious. And why am I saying you must go far, you must isolate yourself, think about your options? Because that's what is demanded by the 12th house. The 12th house demands isolation. And Sun is going into your 12th house. Mercury is retrograde in your 12th house. That is Neecha Bhanga Raja Yoga. So you got to relate to that 12th house. You got to go and isolate yourself. Go to those places which are connected to the 12th house. Then all the good things that Sun can deliver to you, the Mercury retrograde can bring to you, all that will open up to you, will be channeled to you. All right. Now in the first half, I have lined up all your strengths. Now let's talk about the great Shanishwara. Shani Peyarchi or Saturn's transit will be on the 29th of March 2025. Who is Saturn for Aries? He is the lord of your 10th and 11th houses. He is not the lord of your 6th, 8th or 12th houses, you know. He cannot bring harm to you. Knock that into your brain first. He is the lord of your 10th and 11th. He can only do good things to you. When we need to talk about someone's occupation or job, we need to look at Saturn. Saturn is the significator for Karmasthana. And for you Aries, he rules your Karmasthana. He will always ensure that you have a job. And on top of that, he is also lord of your 11th house. The house of luck, friends, profits. Now the lord of the 10th and 11th is going into the 12th. What does it signify? So here, you need to be aware of your current Mahadasha and Saturn's role in your D1 chart. Assuming Saturn is friendly in D1 or your current Mahadasha is a good one, be ready for that overseas job you have been dreaming about. When I say overseas, it doesn't mean all Aries people are going to board a flight and go overseas. Of course, it depends on your age, your qualifications, etc. If you had poised yourself well for everything, it will work out now. but you will be forced to embark on long journeys related to your job. Wherever you are, how educated you are, you will need to travel over a body of water. So if it is just a short training course or a big transfer to a distant place, just go for it. You will face separation from your friends. This will be difficult, especially if you are young. But are you going to sacrifice your whole life so you can have tea with your favorite friend every single day? It's time to move on. If you are elderly, going through your third Saturn return, you will see your friends perish one by one. This will be a gentle reminder to you that all good things need to come to an end. Now Saturn will come and ask you, are you ready for the next phase of your life? This is for the third Saturn return. This will help you learn the value of true friendship. Appreciate those few friends who are firmly behind your back. Do some of you stand to lose your job? Yes, possible. But that's Saturn's way of nudging you away from your attachments. Perhaps he has far better plans for you. Even if you're old, losing a job isn't the end of everything. Have you heard the inspiring story of Colonel Sanders? He was in his early 60s when he first franchised his secret recipe. If you are young, better still, you now have an opportunity to reinvent yourself. They say every cloud has its silver lining. Am I asking you to quit your job? No, not at all. That's your wish. I'm merely saying the conditions will be favorable for a job change. Or if you remain in your job, you should prepare to be put into the cold storage for a while. Frustrations and delays in matters of a pay rise or a promotion. Or you get a promotion, but it is tied to a transfer to a faraway place. If you're young or middle-aged, this will be your make or break opportunity. That difficult and far transfer may be the key to the next big thing waiting to happen in your life. A chance for you to prove your self-worth, an opportunity to build your CV, so you can bravely put in your CV how you successfully turned around a difficult situation or solved a crisis at your new workplace. If you trust the value of honesty, hard work, discipline, punctuality, you will be like a diamond. You can throw a diamond anywhere you wish, but it won't lose its value. It may take some time for others to discover the diamond, but once it is discovered, it never gets thrown away. Question is, are you that diamond? If yes, there's nothing to fear. Are you honest, hardworking, punctual? Then Saturn will be your good friend. If you don't have those values I just mentioned, then you are in trouble. It's time to change. Not change the world, but change yourself. That's what Saturn will demand from you. The 12th house transit will initially feel like entering a dark room. You know what is a dark room? The famous dictators from the past, they use the police or the army to arrest people who don't listen to them. They are then brought into dark rooms where they go through mental torture, sleep deprivation, forced confessions. The whole ordeal will be short-lived if you are willing to change your views. If you are arrogant and refuse to change, you continue to suffer. The choice is yours. From the 12th house, Saturn has his gaze on your second house. Here, you will begin to struggle to balance your finances. If previously you had multiple sources of income, the income source will disappear one after the other, leaving you with maybe just one, just enough for your survival. The lesson here is prudence, how to make the best out of a minimum amount of cash. Not only that, the second house also governs speech and a relationship with family. There will be frequent problems in the family. But as I always do, I encourage you to take note of the lessons. So what is the lesson here? Learn to speak less. Sacrifice to preserve the harmony in your family. There will be frequent expenditure related to your family. Do what you are able to do. Be honest about what you can't do. From the 12th house too, Saturn will have his 7th aspect on Kanya. For now, Kethu will help you. But beyond the end of May, your 6th house will become exposed to the unopposed effect of Saturn. Who is the lord of your 6th? Mercury. Where's Mercury? Currently debilitated in Meena, but will turn powerful for 24 days during his retrograde period, which will commence on the 15th of March. Your health will be good until the end of May. Beyond that, you will encounter problems not only in your health, but unnecessary arguments, litigations, fines. So, what's the lesson? Again, control your speech. Don't start an argument without knowing your facts, without knowing your strength. But you will get involved in all these differences of opinion because here Saturn wants to show you your weaknesses so you can improve. You get into an argument at your workplace, but you don't even know anything about the standard operating procedures, the SOPs. You have never read them. How do you want to argue? Saturn is also demanding that you take charge of your health. He will show you the areas you need to address so you can work hard to achieve the true success due to you by the end of the 7.5 years Saturn return. Yes, it's like getting ready to go for a long drive. You check the lights, the brakes, the fluids, the engine oil. You make sure you have enough fuel. Same thing Saturn does with your health. The check engine signal will light up every now and then. Pay attention to those little illnesses. You will be feeling under the weather more often, yes, but learn the value of disease prevention, vaccination, hygiene, avoidance of bad food. Again, don't think I'm lecturing you just because you're scared. Saturn's aspect on your 6th house makes you vulnerable to diseases. While going through the 12th transit, if you go out with a group of friends and eat at a dirty food stall, your friends will be alright, but you will be down with food poisoning and diarrhea. Next, Saturn's aspect on your 9th house. Your 9th house is Dhanush. The lord of Dhanush is Guru. Luckily, Guru is moving into Mithuna by mid-May, and from there, Guru will save you from some of the issues related to your 9th house. So overall, you're going to enjoy some protection there until the middle of 2026. But Saturn, being Saturn, will definitely try to cause problems related to your 9th house. Take care of your relationship with people of higher authority. Don't let your father say hurtful things to you. Don't let your boss get the wrong impression about you. You may argue, I have this wonderful relationship with my boss. You must be joking. Now let's stop there for a while. Look again at what all Saturn will be doing to you. Through your 2nd house, he will be affecting your speech. You will say something stupid, leading to an unpleasant situation at your workplace. Saturn also has his gaze on the 6th house. Remember, your enemies will be strong. So the wrong things you say will get blown out of proportion and soon reach your boss's ears. And Saturn's gaze on your 6th house also affects your health. You fail to take care of your health, you're going to be sick, unable to turn up for work. You think your boss is going to like that? So, do not burn the bridges. Accept that it will be a bit harder to please your superiors. Be truthful, honest, learn to honor your words, show your commitment. Don't try to act smart. Bosses, they like employees who show the right attitude. They'd rather train an average worker with the right attitude than waste time arguing with a smart employee who will forever create problems wherever they go. Be mindful. Students have to double their efforts. Yes, you will see your marks or points going down. Don't play with Saturn. He demands hard work and concentration. You get the Saturn return and party the whole night, you will face the consequences. Same like the food stall theory. You go out and have fun. At the end of the day, only you will be stuck with the low marks. Your friends, they will just get away just fine. In the next few days before the 29th of March, go and do these things. Have a chat with your father. your boss, mentor, or father figure. Don't worry about the age gap and all that. Just gather enough courage to have a chat. Go and ask them, how can I improve? What are my strengths? What you can see? What are my weaknesses? Please tell me what I need to improve. Go. Ask them before the 29th of March, before Saturn's entry into Meena. Remember, Mesha, go on that long drive. Analyze, strategize. You can do this. Let's make the Saturn return work for you. Oh, did I tell you that Sun, the benefic, will get exalted in your own Rashi by the mid of April? More of that later. For now, good luck, Mesha.